Okay. Hello, everybody. I believe I am live. I'm just going to mute something. What's not muted here? Mute tab. There we go. Thank you for that. And I just want to check my audio is okay. Bear with me while we get the awkwardness out of the road. The starting up tech check. It's not like you can really do like a testing 1 2 1 2. All right. Let me just check this audio. Yep, perfect. I'll turn that down so I can keep an eye on the comments as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tune In Tuesday, where we use our passionate, focused intention and attention to meet and clear subconscious fear. Now, this day is dedicated to meeting and clearing subconscious fear because that is what we are required to do when we are wanting to create a experience in our life that is different to perhaps what we are experiencing at the moment. So when we are experiencing high levels of stress, high discomfort, whatever, if there, whatever is the experience for you right now, when it is unpleasant, if it is sickness, if there's if you're feeling if you're having money blocks, or all these different types of ways that fear can show up in our life. In order for us to shift that is to go inside the world, within the world, which is our subconscious, to locate the fear that is sitting in there that is informing that experience in your life. Hi, Karen. I just saw your message as I jumped on. I will pop on and respond to that when we are finished here. Thank you for joining me live. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and I am so excited to be here clearing subconscious fear this morning. So I've spoken about this a lot over the last couple of weeks, where the subconscious is where we store all of our programming. So when we begin to think that we are much like a computer, and it is what is encoded, the coding that has been formatted within us, and that is how our experience in the world is being informed. That's the data, that is the programming that is informing what we are experiencing in our lives. Yay, I'm so ready for that too. Beautiful. Let's chat today and get that happening. When we become conscious of this, when we begin to become aware of the programming that is informing our reality, then we are given an opportunity to reprogram, to determine the programming, the encoding that we want to be experiencing in our life. And it's not a make the universe my bitch kind of thing, which is very much the archetype, if you will, of the manifestation era, where we have our shopping list, we have all of our wants, needs, and desires of the ego, putting it into Santa or to God or to the universe, and say, okay, I'm not going to be happy unless I have this list. Thank you, God. It is very much opening ourselves to experience our divinity here on this earth. And we must do that by coming in and examining our current programming, our current frameworks, and then dissipating them to be able to create a new program, to be able to create a divine program. The number one task for us on this earth is to remember that we are the divine, and in doing so, the number one block to that is where we begin to judge our human self. We begin to judge the experiences that we will have in this lifetime. But the reality is, the truth is, the homecoming remembrance is that we are both that. We are fully human, fully divine, and anything that we will experience from that very raw human aspect is our divinity in motion in this world. And it's such a big paradox for us to get our cranial and analytical minds around. But when you truly come into acceptance of it, what comes with that is bliss. It was one of the biggest landings for me within the 12-month program or curriculum that I did to become an intuitive intelligence trainer. I set the intention when I went across the world to Bali to learn how to deliver the method session, which is what I offer inside of my visionary tutoring session. My intention was to come home a new person. And what happened when that intuition, when that intention was made real, how I came home was with the full acceptance of who I am, flaws and all, human and all. And it was such a huge revelation. It was such a huge opening that there was nothing wrong with me. All of these parts of my personality, parts of my identity that I had been judging and wanting to change, the only thing that was required for me was to actually learn how to love them. And that required me to go in to meet the programming that says it's not safe to love these parts of me. I'm not worthy of these parts of me being loved. And when we do this, that is when we really shift our reality. We shift our perspective on ourselves and of the world. So what we're doing here today is just that. We are going into the subconscious, into our subconscious mind, to locate where we do not accept ourselves. Exactly, Karen, where we do not love those unlovable parts of us, so that we can then see what's beneath that. What is the contributing program that is informing that into this experience? This is something that I do every single day. But what I am opening to here, and what I am so grateful and privileged to be able to do with you here every single week, is begin the process of you learning how to do it, so that you can take this home, you can apply it in your lives every single day, and begin to experience beyond what your current experience is informing you. So, what we're going to do in a moment is go within the world, within the world. And the way that we're doing that is by slowing down our high beta brainwave state and dropping into an altered state of consciousness, which will open us to beyond what our analytical mind, which belongs inside of that high beta brainwave state, is not able to see. When we do this, when we are moving into an altered state of consciousness, when we are doing this every single day, we are training our consciousness. We are training our autonomous system to begin a exercise. We are practicing being in control of our altered state of consciousness. And the goal is here, or a goal is that you become so aware of your brainwave state, so that you can recognize what it feels like to be in that high beta analytical mind, that fight flight response, which is also where we are being held when inside of that high beta brainwave state, is where we are looking for a threat, making sure that we are able to survive. And when we begin to really recognize how that feels, how that looks, the different systems in our body that are responding when we are functioning from that state, then we can begin to again choose a different and a better informed brainwave state. Now, alpha is where, is the primed state for us to be able to study, to be able to learn new things, for us to be able to access greater creativity. If you are a writer or an artist, when you're an alpha, that is a beautiful brainwave state for you to be able to allow your creative energy to come forth and be expressed through you. When we are talking about reprogramming our reality, when we are looking at reprogramming our subconscious, the best brainwave state for us to do that is in theta. So what we're doing this morning is we're dropping out of the high beta brainwave state, dropping into alpha, most likely within this time of the space of time that we've got. But theta is where you can begin to practice meeting and clearing your own subconscious fear. The way that we are able to shift brainwave states is with our breath, with intention, with passionate, focused intention, and with the magnificent, powerful brain within our heart. And I will guide you through this process. And I invite you, if this is the first time that you have experienced this, to just pay attention to how it feels. Notice the transition. Consider it a journey as if you are literally inside of a vehicle, the vehicle being your body, and just notice the pace, notice the intentional shift that you will feel somewhere throughout your body, and notice how it feels to descend out of that busy analytical mind and dropping into deepened states of consciousness. Now, what we're going to be doing today is I will guide you once we have moved into the primed state for you to be able to access your subconscious, to access your subtle anatomy. I will guide you to locate and find the subconscious program that is ready to be met right now. And you will receive this through your non-local intuition, which will reveal itself to you. You will receive it through either hearing, seeing, sensing, or just knowing. And it will drop in as if out of nowhere, and it will be the first thing to drop in. So whatever comes first is your intuitive intelligence communicating with you. So stay open, stay present to what it is you receive. And also be aware that what you receive first may have an immediate response coming through saying, nope, that's wrong, that can't be right. And that questioning may occur. So just be conscious, be aware that that is very normal if this is a new practice for you where you are going into your subconscious program. Please know that you are very safe to meet and clear your fear. It may present itself in uncertainty and doubt, and that is okay. Our fear doesn't want to be cleared because it is our fear that is programmed to keep us safe. But we are in a primed condition and environment for us to go there and meet that fear. And if you happen to be watching it and the environment isn't primed, please come back and watch this when it is ideal. A primed condition is somewhere where you are in private, you have it is nice and quiet, and somewhere where that you can relax and go on this journey with me. Okay, let's do this. There is no time like the present to go and meet our fear. So for those of you who are watching or will catch the replay, I invite you now to close down your eyes and begin to soften, deepen your breath, drawing in through the nose, filling your belly as much as possible, and letting it all go out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Let yourself be here. It is safe to be here. Taking in another deep breath through the nose, feeling it move down into your belly as your belly expands, opening by your breath. Again, letting it all go out through the mouth with an audible sigh, feeling yourself soften even more and taking in one more deep breath, feeling yourself expand even more so as this breath travels through your body to rest in your belly before exhaling with an audible sigh, letting go of all stagnant air being stored inside of you. Allow your breath to return to its own natural rhythm now, or you may wish to maintain an extended breath, breathing in for 4, Breathing out for 6. Allow your breath, each inhale and exhale, to soften you even more, allowing you to sink even more into the surface in which you sit. Just for these next few minutes. The world outside is packed away. We are going on a journey to meet and clear subconscious fear. Allowing yourself to open to moments of stillness and silence. Noticing how with each inhale and exhale, you can feel yourself dropping, descending into the world within the world. Place 2 fingers at the center of your chest, identifying that we wish to enter into this space, the gateway into our subconscious. And notice how the instant you place your physical touch and directed attention on this space, there is an activation that occurs within you. Even if this is the first time that you have taken this journey, your body is beginning to remember. Simply breathe into this space, in and out of this center. Notice before you is a doorway. Notice the size, the color, and the shape of this door. I invite you to see yourself approaching it and gently knock on the door. And as you do so, it opens before you with ease and grace. I invite you to take a step through the door now and notice that you are stepping into a vast forest where ancient trees stretch high above you and a pathway is emerging before you. And you now being invited, called unto from the depths of this ancient mystical forest. With ease and grace, you follow this pathway before you. Notice what materials it has been made by. Perhaps it is old cobbled stone, dirt floor. Perhaps it is even a pathway made of golden riches. Simply notice how this experience is being co-created by you. And as you walk along this pathway, you stretch out your hands, brushing the trunks of these ancient trees, feeling an exchange occurring through the alchemy of you and this mystical space within your heart. And you can feel a tug at this center beneath your fingers, as though there is a tiny thread being pulled from your heart. I invite you to follow this thread, trusting that this is the fear waiting for you today. And as you do, I invite you to just take your time. Allow this journey to be one of a curious nature, that you take your time in exploring and observing how it is that this space has painted itself for you, noticing every minute detail, noticing the sounds, the sensations. Notice what you know being inside of this space. Look around you and notice any flowers or what they look like. If there's any insects or animal creatures that you can see, notice, accept, acknowledge with curiosity. Take your consciousness to the sounds inside of this space now. Is there music playing? Is there a soft wind moving through the breeze as if it is whispering ancient truths? Notice how it feels inside of this space. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it a bit of both? How does this feeling interact with your body? Is it sending chills? Rippling, vibrating through you? Direct your attention now to what it is that you know about this space. Stay open and present to what is available for you inside of this space. You find yourself approaching a clearing now, and there is a tingling vibration at the center of your chest, coming from this thread that has been guiding you inside of this clearing. In the center of this clearing is a small body of water. I invite you to make your way over there now. And if it feels right for you, take a seat by the water's edge. And you can see or hear or feel or know that this thread that has drawn you here from your heart is leading inside of the water. And so you are now being invited to take a peek over the water's edge, looking, following where this thread is piercing into the water. And the moment that you look deep into the water's surface, images begin to surface. Notice now what is being shown to you. I invite you to ask silently or out loud, what is the subconscious programming that is currently informing my life? And notice how the images on the surface of the water begin to change, revealing to you a scene, or perhaps words, or perhaps a feeling, or perhaps just a knowing of what this scene is and how it represents the program currently informing your reality. Stay open and present to this guidance. Notice if you recognize people or events inside of this program. Notice if it is being revealed to you through unfamiliar faces, unfamiliar locations. What is the theme of this program revealing itself to you? Simply observe with no judgment. Inside of this space, you have zoomed out and are observing this programming through your symbolic sight. I invite you now to ask silently or out loud, what is it you would have me know? Again, open yourself to receive this guidance in whatever way it wishes to reveal itself to you. Perhaps through scenes upon the glass-like surface of the water, or perhaps in some other way. This is your experience being co-created by you and the universe. Human and divinity. After this guidance has been transmitted to you, I invite you to notice now how you feel inside of your body. Notice how the instant that you placed your consciousness upon this fear program, there was movement within you. I invite you to locate that movement, that shift, simply by directing your focused intention there. Again, simply acknowledge, accept, and then let go of all that has been created from within this space. Just as much as we must not attach ourselves to our fear, we must also stay detached from our divinity within this state that we are the embodiment of both. Take a deep breath in now through the nose, filling your belly as much as possible and letting it all go out through the mouth. I invite you to stand up from the water's edge and make your way back to the edge of the trees. And as you approach, you notice there is a door. I invite you to approach this door, and when you're ready, step through it, finding yourself back in your body, sitting opposite me. On your next inhale, begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body. And when you are ready, blink open your eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those of you watching live or catching the replay for doing the work of meeting and clearing your subconscious fear, because that is where it's at. This is how we create a life that we are excited by. We are, I can't even put into words what it looks like, the what's possible when we do this deep work of deep faith. Let me know in the comments how that experience was for you. This is much of well, it's a single component of what we do together when we work one-on-one. It is all the first session inside of the visionary tutoring sessions is always the method session, where we go deep into the underworld of our subconscious to meet and clear our subconscious fear. And then within our follow-up sessions, it's a lot more agile. We then begin the process of getting clear about the pathway, your next steps. So I am offering at the moment, when you purchase one session, you get a second session free. So absolutely jump in on that. That is running for December. And thank you, Karen. I'm so excited to see you again. I will, as soon as I jump off here in a moment, I will respond to your message and get my link across to you. But thank you all for joining me live or on the replay. I will see you again for day 20. I've been showing up live day 20 days now. And then on Thursday again for Teacher Thursday. So much love to you all, and I will see you soon.